Jay, you're in the studio with me, Matty J, of course. Riz, what's going on?
Hey, going all right, man. How you going, Matty?
Not bad, not bad. Alan, what's happening?
Nothing much, just happy to be here as always.
And James from Mavis Movies, what's going on, dude?
Not much. How you going?
Not bad. Good, real cool show tonight, man.
Thanks, man.
Really, really cool direction that you went in today. You went. It was a really, really good talkback show.
Just trying to make it more relaxed, make it flow better.
Yeah. No, and it's honestly that mix with your overarching topic will work very, very well.
Thanks.
I think you hit the nail on the head tonight.
Yeah.
So,
I'll try to keep it up.
I'm sure you guys can. But yeah, you know what I saw on my way home earlier today, and I thought that they still look a good looking car. And I reckon they would look better than the new one, the previous gen Focus RS.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it in the green, and I'm like, oh man, like
That looks, yeah.
they're like full fat, like they got fat arches, and like obviously they were the only ones, the only Focus for that generation here that comes a 2-door. Really, really cool car. Not really people. I mean, well, considering the new one's super hyped. No one's really talked to the previous gen, which was a really, really good car in its own right. But yeah, I saw a green one, a nitrous green today, and I'm like, fire, that is still a cool car. Anyway, I stopped around. I stopped when I got home. There's my phone going off. And when I got home, I checked out how much they were going for. They're still like 38 grand.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe a Focus from 2010 is held ever used that well.
What was the one we saw at the Mighty Car Mods thing? The black one.
That was their RS.
Yeah, but what, like, is that that's a current gen?
That's the
Okay.
current gen,
yeah, that one's nice.
Yeah, the previous one in green looks sick. Like, I saw one at Mighty Car Mods meet a couple of years ago, and they are really, really cool cars. But yeah, 38 grand, that's quite a bit of money.
The cheapest one I saw was 33, and that had like 98,000 Ks on it. So they haven't been driven. Well, one, there wasn't many released here, but there wasn't really. If you know your Focus RSs, you know that they're not really superly wide released. But yeah, it's like, I'm just shocked for the amount of money from 2010. To put in perspective, we're talking on the podcast on Sunday night on a Sunday edition. The HSV Astra, which was like pretty much worth the same money, is like 10 grand. Same year and everything, and when you compare that with the Focus RS, it's unbelievable how much value that car holds.
Well, 2010, I think the key is that a couple of weeks' time, the i30N comes out, and that's 39,000 plus on road.
Plus on roads.
So yeah,
So wait for those prices to drop, ladies and gentlemen.
For comparison, how much is a current gen RS?
A brand new RS, they start at 50 grand.
Okay.
So, I mean, the previous gen was a 60 grand car.
Yeah.
But it was like a very limited run, like a lot more limited than this one. But still, like, bloody hell.
Yeah.
Like, they're hovering around the 38 mark, and some are over 40. I mean, they were called one of the best front-wheel drivers of their time.
Yeah.
The engine and stuff's pretty bloody spectacular, but jeez,
Like
man.
a car that's 8 years old when you can put in another 12 grand and just buy
A brand new one.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Like, I can't fathom. Like, I'd love one, and I'd defend it to the hills if I want one, but
Start saving.
I'd spend the extra little bit of dosh and grab a new one.
Yeah, and you could have an FG F6 for less money than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've actually been looking at some FG F6s after Sunday night. You've ruined me, Matt.
Have I?
You know,
I reckon they've hit their bottom value.
Yeah, they're probably not going to get much lower than, because I think around 33, around there.
I saw one really clever, sorry to interrupt you. A blue one with like 80,000 Ks on it, manual as well, because manuals are really, really rare. You want to get a manual one. 28.
Jeez, yeah.
And that is a lot of car for the money. So, but continue, Alan. I didn't mean to cut you off.
But yeah, I was just saying, I was looking, I think it was either yesterday or today, just looking online, and initially I was looking at F6Es because you want that executive feel and you don't want the raccoon eyes.
Yes.
But since they only come in auto, as far as I can tell,
They do.
it's not going to give you the same feel. Like, if you're going to buy an F6, you got to buy the manual.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they come in gears as well? Like the Falcon gear, right? Back in the day.
The Fairmont gear.
Fairmont gear. Did they have like a luxury edition of that as well? What is it called? G6E.
Well, the newer. So basically, G6E came out in the FG series. Fairmont and Fairmont gear were everything previous.
Yeah.
The previous Fairmont gear wasn't available with the turbo engine. It was only available with, you could get it with the 6-cylinder, or you could get it with the 5.4 single overhead cam, which was a mistake, because if they would have had that with the XS6 turbo engine, I reckon it would have sold a lot more. And that's where they put the G6E turbo with that. But Having said that, in the previous in the BF series, also more BF series, they did release two of the rarest models that Ford ever made, the Force 6 and the Force 8. So which is pretty much Fairmont gear with F6 running gear or GT running gear, and they're like under 90 made like of those cars, like the really really rare, like upon the rarest PVs to buy. So my pick is if you can get one, get like you can get one, especially if you can get one with the Blood Ox red interior, red leather. Oh man, sick car.
Yeah, oh, that's very cool.
But yeah, no, definitely. I know. We're talking about the F6 310s because my brother's looking at one. It's the reason he's selling his X6 Turbo, and he's been keen on an F6 310 for like ever. So he's got his daily XT. He wants.
I was gonna say what's going on there.
But yeah, he keeps sending me links to all these ones. There was an F6 310 down the street from my parents' place. It was, the people brought it brand new. They just recently sold it. They were asking $50,000 for it, and it had 50,000 Ks on it. But it was a Mark II, like 2012, manual, fully optioned, lady driver because I saw her driving it every day. And that would have been a sick car.
Only driven to church on Sundays?
Yes, only driven to church on Sundays and to market on Mondays.
Actually, you don't want one of those because since it hasn't been given the beans a couple of times, the turbo's going to blow the first time you give it.
You know what? I heard her give it to it. I was coming back. I was in the laser, and I was. I don't know if you know where my parents' place is, but you do it's like a mediumship. You can do a reverse, like a. I don't know what they're called, a U-turn, and to come back into my street. James, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's like not on a corner, but it's like a curved street.
Yeah. Anyway, she gave it like after she did the U-turn, she hammered the crap out of this thing, and it broke into wheel spin. I'm like, oh my god, it's bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if she saw me like going yes, but no, it was sick. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty damn good. It was in silver too, same color as my F6. Yeah. I'm like, I should buy one of the first ones and the last. I should buy her one, so I have the first and last one. A man can dream, but a man has no money.
A man's got to hustle.
That's what we wanted to hear. We wanted to.
I'm gonna get that tattooed on my chest.
How you can actually get it?
Man's got to hustle.
Dude, Alan is the ultimate hustle right here. Like, yeah, it's king hustle.
That's it.
But seriously, an F6 310 today, if you can get one, they're not going to drop down in value. I think if you buy any FPV product, like turbo wise, or the later V8 supercharged ones, you're not going to lose any dosh. Definitely a pick from our end.
I think at the end of production for both Holdens and Fords, one of the key things that sort of stuck out was the W427 that came out of Holden.
Yes,
and
with the 7 litre.
With the 7 litre, and everybody was talking about it and raving about it. But the thing is, personally speaking, the Ford's a much better car.
But wasn't the W427 already like 100 and something grand?
Yeah, it was 150 grand, but they sold all of them.
No, they didn't sell any of them.
Oh, really?
They didn't sell any of them. This is the previous gen, the W427. The latest one was the GTS W1, which they sold, and they're over they're looking at 300 grand. They're a fantastic car.
Yeah.
I was speaking to Paul Marek about it, and he's always like, yeah, they're freaking unbelievable. Worth every cent, but not worth what people are charging for them now, like over 200 grand. It was faster than an R35 GDR around, I think it was Wakefield, and it's running a manual transmission. But it's got, is it Pirelli Trofeo tyres? I believe the brand is.
Full race spec.
Yeah, it's Shockworks shocks. It's like as close as you're going to get to a V8 supercar for the road, and it's worth every cent. He's like, to me, it's a pretty bloody special car. He's like, the last of the Fords were pretty good too, but in terms of like the best performance car Australia's ever made, that'd be the one, even though it's got a engine not from Australia.
Yeah.
Look, we're going to go to our first break, and we're going to go to a song by Nero, just because they've kind of got on a hiatus and split. So they've got two of the people from have made their own group called the Night. But this is off their last album, and the song's called Tonight. So we'll see you back after this. You're back on CarTorque with Matty J, still in the studio with all the boys here. We're talking during the break. Geez, for 35 grand, as good as the original, like the second gen Focus RS was. I mean, you could buy like a few more grand an i30N, which is essentially a brand new, lot better car. So I don't know. What would you guys do? Would you guys go for the crazy rally looking previous gen, or would you buy a brand new car with a warranty? And you're not getting that with an old RS.
Track warranty.
Track too, yeah, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, personally, I'd go for the new one, purely because of all the tech that comes with it as well, and it's the i30N is redesigned completely. You know, they've never had anything like that. So every component in that is being...
It's motorsport.
It's motorsport grade. It's not as quick. It's 6.1 seconds or something to 100, but that's not what the hatches are for.
No, they're made for back roads and for, you know.
Exactly. So I think that's my personal thing. I wouldn't go for a Golf GTI. That's not it. Maybe a Renault, but no.
I mean, for that money, definitely I'd go. GTI is just kind of a bit boring. I found like they do everything and they do everything well. But would I buy one with actual money over like something with a bit more character? No, I wouldn't. I'd have the i30N, or
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd go for the i30N.
Yeah,
like just having the balance of the new car with the warranty. If you're gonna get a Focus RS, it's been thrashed.
Yeah,
you know, no one's gonna just buy their Focus RS and put it in the garage. Like, I wouldn't believe that story. And if it's just been left in the garage, I wouldn't buy that either.
Church on Sunday. Yeah.
Markets on Monday. What was it?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. But having said that, there are some other new cars that like you could buy for around that money. So, but definitely for around that money, you're right, Alan. An F6 310 would be a lot of car for the money. That's like that was still people regard as Australia's best car, even though the W1 is very good. So we can all aspire.
It's Australia's best affordable car.
Yes, it is. But it was a lot faster than the GT. I mean, that car could do 12s factory, which is pretty outstanding for a 60,000 when new $60,000 car.
Well, just on that, let's see if this works.
So you said you saw one of my Okay, there's a is that the end? Yeah, I've heard that before. It sounds great. Crackles and pops and everything.
That's a 4-cylinder.
That's a 4-cylinder.
That's a 4-cylinder.
I don't care what anyone says. You weren't told that was what it was. You could believe that's an 8.
It sounds very deep for a 4, doesn't it?
Yeah, you could believe that. You wouldn't say it's like a big ass, like a nice 7-litre 8 or something.
You said they're probably like an Audi V8.
Yeah, you could definitely believe that is like a European small 8.
Yeah, so that would be interesting to see when it comes out. But I guess with that sort of noise, and I think even the RS, they might be looking at doing the exhaust tune similar to that.
Well, if you've seen the RS previously, they've got they crackle and pop in the factory, and I believe it was the engineers from that were engineering the car. They had a big argument with the bean counters at Ford because Ford didn't want them to have the exhaust like that. It's like, well, we don't want to work on the program if you're not going to allow us to be a full RS. It's like, all right, yeah, whatever. So they kind of got away with it. Alan's just showing me this 2009 F6. Sorry, just getting off topic, but 98,000 Ks, manual, and it's a 2009, so it's a second year, 33 and a half. It's pretty good.
Probably lower it a little bit, but it's one of the things of I'm not as afraid of the higher Ks on, even though this isn't very high. It's 98,000, less than 100.
It's been driven.
Yeah, on something like this because it's a Ford.
Yeah,
it's a Barra engine.
They don't really go wrong.
You can't kill them.
You can't kill them. So even if it's been closer to 200,000 Ks, you're not as worried.
Yeah.
Like things will cost you a bit here and there because it is the premium engine.
Yes.
But once again, it's still a Barra. You're not going to have just everything fry on you and then you're up for a new engine just immediately.
Yeah. It's not a rotary.
So are the clutches for those cheaper?
I hope so because for Alan's sake anyway. I hope they're not bloody $4,000 like they are for my car, which is freaking ridiculous. I'm sorry, it's just beyond me. How it's like Lamborghini pricing for clutches. Yeah. It's that's nuts. But anyway, definitely that'd be a car to go for. But a car that you saw on the way here, you saw a car I bloody want. You told me as we were walking in the studio. I want one, and it is like it's okay. Do you guys know who Rick Ross is? He's
Alan, you gotta know who Rick Ross is.
It's ringing a bell like the name, but
he's a rapper from the States, and his music label's called Maybach Music, and he saw a Maybach and was like, you know what?
His music label's called Maybach Music, but then his number one or most recognized song is Every Damn Hustling.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
and it relates to you.
And it relates to you. So he said, Alan's got to know Maybach.
I definitely know the song. Don't
okay, that's all right then. Saw the Mercedes Maybach.
Yeah.
So from the back, it obviously looks like an S-Class. So when it was behind me, I thought it was an S-Class.
Yeah.
As it approached closer, I got in the lane next to it.
The Maybach badge.
The Maybach, I didn't even notice the Maybach badge, but I actually saw Maybach written at the back.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, okay, cool. So then I got in the lane. Well,
Then
I
he
was
hit
still
it.
in the next lane.
He scratched it and ran away.
Got out his key.
I
just
was
like,
on the Tulla freeway, man. Like,
Throw a penny.
well, basically that's it. And then they had the Maybach sign on the sides. And I was like, yeah, that's MJ's car.
that's a
It's
$400,000
probably
car.
sitting in there, no, more than that, I
Yeah,
think.
that's what
Because
they start
the
at.
S classes are the top of the range. S63s are nearly 550 odd thousand.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Far out. I didn't realize it was that expensive.
So the V12s are about that much. So I think Maybachs would be a bit above
more.
that.
Yeah. Far out. Well, American Dream.
Yeah, man. And the thing is, we saw it very close to Essendon Airport. So it was like where
it could've
Lindsay's
been.
got. I think Lindsay's got one, not the same one,
Yeah.
but the previous gen one.
Yeah.
But yeah, first one I've seen in Australia.
Speaking of Lindsay's place, well, we should all go to his where he has
Garage?
his garage. Yeah, he's got them on display. You can go and see what cars he's got. I think it's in Port Melbourne. I'm not too sure.
From what I was just told today, it's at Essendon.
Oh right.
Keep moving it between so that people that are planning heists.
Every day I'm hustling, Alan. Every day I'm
true
hustling. Now, well, did you hear about the Ford Ranger Raptor?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you hear how much that's going to go for?
No.
The pricing just got announced. The embargo got released, got dropped the other day. 75. That's what they're going to start out.
So what does it have?
And it doesn't have the 5-cylinder. It's got a different 4-cylinder diesel, but with more power. It's all got revised shocks. It's made like the F-150 Raptors in the States. Like it's a proper like off-roading truck. But 75 grand.
Yeah, so that's a lot of money.
But what's the top of the range kind of,
Wild track at 65 grand. So
like, when you look at the Nissan Navaras and everything else? So what's the most expensive you can get?
Probably the Amarok V6.
yeah, that's about that.
The Amarok V6 is probably the most expensive you can get until the X-Class gets released.
Well, how much are they going to go for?
I'm not sure
Something
about
stupid,
that.
no doubt.
I'm
110.
not sure. Oh, no, I don't think they'd go that high. But they're promoting it purely like a lifestyle ute, the X-Class. So I'm not sure what's going to be.
It's a Navara, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's based off the Navara platform.
Same engine?
I think tuned.
I mean, I wouldn't spend
Nah,
that much money if I'm going to buy a Navara.
Exactly, and at the end of the day, like that's what they're promoting it like a lifestyle car. And okay, the timing seems right because you're no longer gonna have the utes, the Holden utes.
Yes, yeah.
You're just not gonna have them, right? So the timing is sort of okay, but I don't think it's going to. I don't think it will sell.
I mean, Mercedes can afford to make big gambles because they're a big company. They don't really going to care.
I feel depending on how much it sells for, you could possibly get an Escalade in Ute mode, we'll call it,
Yes.
for a similar amount of money just brought here. Probably not converted.
brand new.
Probably not converted.
Not brand new. You would. Be
Yeah,
able
but
to.
probably not brand new. But you could, if it's going up to that close to the 100 mark, I reckon you could.
Speaking of the Ute one, I saw a white one the other day. I was on the back of a trailer. I think it got rear-ended. I was like, oh, it's an Escalade, and I have a look. I'm like, oh crap, it's all destroyed.
Was the next.
So we've got the pricing here
For the X-Class?
for the X-Class, 4-cylinder, 38 to 50,000.
That's it.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
That's what Nevs go for.
Is that US?
Is that yeah? Is that
4-cylinder of closest? Oh no, hang on. Sorry, 45 to 64
T64? Yeah, I was going to say.
Australian.
for Australian.
That is surprising.
But it's
That
a
is surprising.
4-cylinder.
But are they bringing a V6?
I believe there was a V6 diesel. I'm not sure what that's going to go for. 2.3 litre 4-cylinder turbo diesel. There is a V6 X350D.
Well, how much is that going to go for? That'd have to be over
Doesn't
60.
say.
Now the real question is, will they make an X63?
I think that's what the Ranger Raptor's there for, right?
I would, I would totally do it. Like I reckon that'd be.
I could promote that. Like I'd be like, yes, it's a Mercedes Ute, but it's got the power.
I mean, if you look at Mercedes has done like crazy cars before. Like they had. I don't know if you guys remember the R Class.
Yeah.
They did an
That was
R63.
like the
The minivan. It's a minivan.
Yeah, I actually never saw the R63.
Yeah. It wasn't released here, I don't think. They're super rare. Like they just do not exist.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a minivan with a 6.2 liter V8, and they sound unreal, and they look pretty bloody cool too. So yeah, the Ranger Raptor, back on that, it's going to be $13,200 more than a Wild Track. I mean, Wild Tracks are quite a kind of price anyway. I mean, we got Tyrone on the show, and
he's got one.
He's got one, and I know that wasn't a cheap car.
So
But-
everyone should buy a Mitsubishi Triton half the price.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
I mean, they can't get rid of them, and they're not bad cars.
The Tritons are alright, man. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, they're not bad cars.
I feel the Triton is more so for that. I need a ute for work,
Yeah.
and I want it to be cheap.
And I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're buying, like a $65,000 Wild Track, you're not going to put anything to scratch the bed.
No.
Dude, it's not going to see a gravel road. It's Tell me how many of these
you're
things
take
you
it to the
see.
city, right? Like right next to Swanston Street, right before it ends, it's only tram
Yeah.
tracks. Yeah, that's where you got to take the Wild Track.
No, man, you don't see them.
a grass patch.
The thing is, you got the Car Advice boys, and they do the Mega Ute test,
Yeah.
and they put them through all these paces, which I don't understand why, because nobody's going to take them up a bloody, if you're a farmer, you're buying a Hilux.
You know what it is? It's to say it can do it. And
Yeah.
it's to say, oh, my ute can do this. Have you taken it off road? Never. It's like that mate of mine, he bought the $250,000 Vogue, Range Rover Vogue. He got a call from Range Rover, like, oh, you want to come do the experience day? He's like, yeah, I'm down for that. Like, oh, yeah, just bring your car. And he's like, bring my car? He's like, no, you can give me a car to use. He's like, but it's the whole point of you buying one of these cars. He's like, I just spent $250,000. Do you think I'm going to take it on a gravel road even? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of defeats, with my whole gripe with SUVs, it defeats the purpose. It defeats these big high riding utes. I mean, while they're capable off road, 9 times out of 10 they're never going to see a dirt track, and it's as simple as that.
No, you're right. And I think with the Ranger, given it's Ford's #1 selling car in Australia, I'm not sure how many Raptors they'll sell, but there's a demand. I mean, I know the Colorados. There's a Colorado equivalent, which they're talking about.
It's going to be called the Sports Cat, the HSV Sports Cat. That'll be cheaper by $6,000 apparently.
Okay,
So that'll probably be a good option. Because the current Colorado is not a bad car.
but then I've driven a Ranger for work a couple of years ago. That was a standard Ranger, so it wasn't the Wild Track.
XLT or XL?
XLT.
Yeah, mid spec.
Yeah, and that was driving that car, man, for work, doing 70, 80 Ks one way every day. Perfect car. Very practical. I was in Colorado a couple of weeks ago. My ex-boss has got one. And it's not practical. The cup holders don't fit anything. They're just so...
The new one?
the new one.
Okay.
Ergonomically, they're designed really poorly.
Yeah, how are you going to fit your Big M in there?
Oh.
Yeah, well, that's right. You certainly can't do
the Big
that.
M, the sausage roll, a little sauce packet.
Exactly. It's
an Australian.
I can see an idea there. Reviews done by Alan. This is
Like, I put on my high vis shirt from work,
he just wears a high vis to drive that.
That's exactly.
This car doesn't have a sausage roll holder. 1 star.
Exactly.
Unapproved.
One test is how many slabs you can fit in the back.
Well, these are real tests.
That's right. Exactly. That's what people actually use it for. People don't take them on dirt tracks. People put how many slabs you can fit in the back.
Exactly right. How many slabs can you fit in your car? Mate, I can fit 30 slabs. How many can you fit? 28. Mate, my u's better than yours.
Exactly.
I don't know if you heard about this story with Big M's though, but the Mitsubishi Magna.
Yes.
So it was only sold in Australia and New Zealand, I believe. And it was built in Adelaide. Now, if in all Magnas from TD or TG, I can't remember the exact one. The cup holders are specifically designed to fit a Big M.
Oh.
They've got the square foot, and it's never been confirmed, but everyone its own one said it's made for for like Big M's and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, that's the most Australian thing I've ever seen in a car.
Yeah.
How good is that?
And obviously they're never going to make another one like that again,
Nah, definitely not.
Yeah, because I've seen some cars, European cars, have some special cup holders that can fit, I guess, objects of different shapes.
Yeah.
So you can fit a round cup as well as a square or semi-square type bottle as well. And they've got these rear clamps So these clamps.
Oh, they hold on to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're sort of special, but yeah, going back to the whole Colorado versus the
Ranger's a better car.
The Ranger is a better car. I just don't know. Like Colorados, you see a lot of the bigger companies buy them. Like my mate or my ex-boss works at Fulton Hogan.
Okay.
They buy them as fleet.
Yeah.
So they must get them real cheap. Where Rangers are not. You don't see a lot of Rangers as fleet cars.
No, they're all kind of personal cars.
They're all personal cars.
A guy came into work the other day, and he was just about to take delivery of a wild track. And he's like to me, he's like, yeah, my dad bought one, and he's like, he reckons it's the best car. He's like, I'm going to buy one. I'm like, so many people I know that own Rangers. Like even my brother owned a Ranger. Like they're bought by people. They're not bought by companies often.
Yeah,
and it's crazy to see. But in terms of power output, it's a bit unexpected. It's got a 2-liter Eco Blue, twin turbocharged 4-cylinder diesel engine that produces 157 kilowatts. But 500 newton meters. So that's only 10 kilowatts up on the existing wild track, which is a bit odd. Why they wouldn't go use the 5-cylinder to get more power, because it's a 2.3, isn't it? Or 2.5?
Yeah, 2.
I think it's a 2.5.
Yeah.
5-cylinder. So which is, but yeah, it's gonna have a whole bunch of different things. It's gonna have.
They're gonna start putting V8s in these utes.
Well, there's a company that's doing them in Adelaide. I think he's putting like LS3s in Colorados and Coyote motors in Rangers, which is pretty damn cool. Thing is, it won't be offered as a manual. It'll only be offered as an auto 10-speed with paddle shifters, and it will have 6-mode terrain management systems, which will include high and low range as well as a locking diff. It's going to have like DRLs and big 33-inch all-terrain Goodrich tires.
Why are you going to paddle shift a Ranger?
Because you can.
Because you can.
But it's like having pedal shifters in a Mazda 6, right? They've had them for a couple of years and they don't work. They're not very. You still got that old automatic transmission that takes 10 seconds to shift.
Yep.
But they've got them. Yeah, it's just.
That's like the 4-speed in the BA and BF Falcons.
The Tiptronic.
You pull it and you wait 1 second, 2 seconds,
and
it shifts.
No, it'll be interesting though. This car, it's gonna have Fox Racing shocks all around, aluminium upper and lower control arms, heavy duty skid plates, underbody protection, and rear disc brakes, because they've got even the wild tracks have got drums on the rear, which is, I mean, you're spending $60,000. I mean, they're effective, they work, but really on a $60,000, $65,000 car, you've still got drum brakes. Not exactly moved by that, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. I was reading some of the comments, and like opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, and I don't really care what people have to say, but people were making a good comment. They're like, it's a Ford Ranger, and they're going to asking $74,000. But there's some people expecting it to be over 80.
Yeah.
Because it's got but look, considering it's got all this extra stuff in it, it's got Sync 3. It's going to have all these Fox Racing shocks. It can potentially be jumped like the F-150 Raptors. Is it really needed, and is it ever going to be used? I seriously doubt it.
Yeah, I guess it's the same argument with the range of wild tracks, right? How many of people are actually using them for what they're sort of supposedly designed for? It's a lifestyle ute, and that's what I think this thing's going to become like. That's what they're promoting the X-Class as well. Clearly, people have got money to spend because people are not buying these low-end Rangers or low-end Hiluxes that are selling, number 1 and number 2 in the country last year. People are buying them at medium to high spec.
SI5s or wild tracks, really, yeah.
That's right. And because of that, and people are buying for personal lifestyle family cars, I think they will sell, but it's just probably not in the same numbers as the Ranger wild track did. I
mean, my brother was one of those rare people that actually took his four-wheel drive off-road. Like, he used to beat the shit out of his Ranger. Like,
his is a real one, though, right?
Yeah, his was a Ranger. He had it lifted, big tires. He took it off road everywhere. Like he used
it wasn't a fake SUV; it was a real.
No, it's like a proper truck. Proper 5-speed. He used to beat the crap out of it off road. Take it things where like only patrols and Land Cruisers could get to, and he was getting there in this old.
Didn't he get stuck?
He did get stuck. He broke a drive shaft, a CV joint, and he had to get towed up the last bit. Like he made it all the way up, and then I think he was driving it up, and he was like bumping up and down through the ruts, and then he went over a rut and it dug in and it snapped the axle. So you're just like, So
that's
there's actually GoPro footage of about it, and there's a profanity word used when he realised what's happened. He's like, but yeah, he got towed out, and it got actually taken to my mechanics over to Ratner's. Things covered in mud, head to toe. Like you couldn't even see what type of car it was. It was just mud. Here's Paul Ratner working under this thing, covered in mud because all the mud's dried up. He's like, your bloody brother, you let him know. You let him know this. No. But yeah, he actually, like, even with his Land Cruiser, he used it off road. Like he enjoyed it for what they were made to be used for. He's like, real four-wheel drives have scratches, and real four-wheel drives have dents, and real four-wheel drives get mud in them. It's while they're lovely, not nice, they're really nice cars. I get why people would never take them off road, but then I'm like, then you're kind of defeating the purpose of buying one. If you really want something that's smooth and comfortable, buy a wagon.
Yeah.
Well, you hearing that, Tyrone?
Yes, Tyrone. I'm talking to you. You've never taken it off road.
Take it off road.
But you better listen to this podcast, pal, because I've said to you for ages, you're gonna have to take it off road, and it's still as standard and as clean as the day it came out of the factory. So, look, we're going to get to our next break of the night. We'll come back right after this. You're back on CarTorque with Matty J. It's almost quiz time, but yeah, really kind of like the idea of the having the Sunday edition. It's a bit more of a laid back and kind of just it's a show for the people. I think that one because we're getting questions live and answering.
We had
them.
some audio difficulties, technical difficulties, but I mean,
it's the first one, so we're working through it.
We'll fix that.
But yeah, I definitely thought it worked quite well.
Yeah,
getting some live questions, and I like the idea of what would you rather, because that brings for good discussion between certain cars. So I think we can keep up with those, but it's again for the people, so we can get them to engage and ask us questions, which we're happy to answer, and I think they were quite appreciative of the people that we answered for on Sunday night show. Now it's quiz time. Talk during the break. Riz is wanting to step in. He's stepping up to it. Are you confident?
As confident as I can be, man.
Okay. Well, you've got Alan here as backup.
I've got the true hustler with me. That's all I need.
Every day he's hustling, and he knows that he's hustling hard. This is the CarTorque car quiz. Where's my music? Question 1. The second-gen Focus RS came out in 3 colours. What were they?
Green,
yep.
Black, and blue.
2 of them are correct.
Black's more of a grey, isn't it?
Oh, the dark grey.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
2/3 of a point.
I'll give you 7.5.
7.5.
It came out in white, green, and blue.
Okay.
But you've kind of answered the second question. Question 2. It was also offered as a limited edition Focus RS 500 model, which came out in 1 colour, not from the previous 3.
Okay, so black.
It is black. So I'll give you that one.
Black is black. Black is black.
Question 3. The Lamborghini Miura had how many cylinders?
Far out. Which one was that? 12.
It was 12. Question 4. True or false? Toyota and Subaru have this week announced an upcoming 86/BRZ model.
True.
It is true. They've got a new one coming out. Hopefully with more power.
No, skinnier tyres. That's what you need.
Pizza cutters, extra drifts. Question 5. We've spoken about this on the show. The Ford Ranger Raptor is about to start from how much?
Jeez, I wish I was paying attention. It's starting at 75.
Yeah, so 74, 990, 75. I'll take that. Actually, no. I'll wait. Question 6. The Lexus LFA had its engine developed with what company?
Toyota would be too obvious. Alright.
You can pass, come back.
Yeah, pass. I'll come back.
Say Lotus.
Nah. 4-cylindered. I wouldn't say.
I'm not giving anything away. Question 7.
Yamaha.
Yeah.
Is that your answer?
No.
Okay.
Why did you react like that?
I was surprised that he gave me something like that. Question 7. We can come back to that one. Porsche are up to which generation of the 911 in model code?
That's the 99 code, right?
Yes.
998?
No, 991.
991. Are they going backwards? It's 996. Oh.
Yeah, they had 997, 996.
Yeah,
and,
okay.
Porsche are weird.
Yeah.
I've said it for years. Like they're a weird company. Question 8: the BMW M2 will soon be offered with what pack? It got leaked.
Competition
Back. That's correct. And apparently, rumors are with the M4 engine.
Yeah, okay. Which is the same as an M3 engine.
Yeah, M3, M4 engine.
I was going to say halal snack.
He was offered with the halal snack pack.
What pack?
The sales would go through the roof.
Especially.
All the Lebos have got him now.
Oh man, it's the only reason you'd buy one. I bought a BMW M2. Yeah? Which one? With the halal snack pack.
HSP, bro. What else?
It's a HSP M2. Question 9. The first Civic Type R appeared in which model code or model series?
I know Civic codes are like E something.
EK, I swear. I actually have no idea. But
EG? I don't know.
It's one of those. I won't tell you which one it
it's
is.
an EK.
Okay, it's a EK.
Yeah, it is EK.
Okay. Thanks, Alan. True.
Got your back.
I got you back.
Question 10. What engine did it use?
Were they 2 point?
It was like a K28, I don't know. I have no idea with Civic engines.
Yeah, it's
You can pass, come back.
Spoon engine.
Yes.
one with
Hard 2000.
VTEC in it.
It does have VTEC.
What year was this? Can you just give us a year?
It's in the 90s. It's a 1.6 litre. It was this little screamer.
It's
of an engine.
K16A. Yeah. Wait, no, that's just my answer, not Riz's answer.
Nah.
No idea?
We'll come back to it.
I will come back to that one.
Okay.
So, Lexus now.
Alright. Question. Where are we up to? Question. Question 6. The Lexus LFA had its engine developed with what company?
If you're not going to say anything else, just say Yamaha. That'd be fine.
They make pianos.
They also make motorbikes.
Look, if I was gonna say, well, the engine manufacturers. There's Honda. That's one of the top ones. There's obviously Yamaha with their racing pedigree engines in their bikes and stuff. And I mean Lotus, I don't believe make their own engines.
Didn't Yamaha make the
not
Lotus
anymore.
engine?
The Lotus used to make their own.
Oh, used to make them. So yeah, I'd probably have to go with what the hustler said, Yamaha.
It is Yamaha.
Yamaha.
Never doubt me.
Not a true hustler. He's gotten that information from somewhere.
Yamaha hustler.
Yamaha.
Yamaha.
Every day I'm hustling. Question 10. What engine did the Civic Type R EK use?
The B16A. It was B16, I don't know.
What? Yeah, I don't know what the engine codes are. We're not talking about the capacity. We're talking about the type of engine, right?
Code, yes.
Um,
I'll give you some. You've got some of that right.
BK. Okay. Or BA. No, BK.
I said B16A, didn't I?
A B6.
I don't know what I said.
B-
I said B16A. I believe.
B18A.
I'll give you half a point. It was B16B.
B16B. Oh, jeez.
You know what I'm basing all of this off?
Monte Carlo's the
Initial D.
I don't even remember
That's
that.
some hustling.
That's stage 4, wasn't it?
No, what's his name?
The one-hand tape
Duct tape,
guy.
duct tape deathmatch. Yeah.
Oh.
Shingo.
From the Night Kids.
Night Kids,
Yeah, Night Kids. Yeah, I just saw that one.
6, 7, 8.5.
Nice.
Sorry, 8.25.
8.25.
Not too bad. Not too bad. There were some hard ones in there. Like,
Pretty high score, I'd say.
Yes.
again, with the LFA, Yamaha especially, they're known for their acoustics.
Yeah.
And that's why their engine sounds freaking unbelievable. I don't know if have you ever heard of like how they sound?
Amazing.
Not sure.
Incredible!
Yeah.
It's enough to give any like motoring person a hard on. It sounds that good.
I can tell you why I actually had this answer in my mind. I believe you've asked this question before on one of the quizzes.
I might have actually. I think I have. Yes, you are right.
I've got hustler's memory. Can't forget a face, to make sure.
Yeah, my hustler's memory.
Alan knows his stuff.
His stuff. That's it.
Definitely. But yeah, not too bad. 8.25, solid sesh, guys. That was.
I think that's the first score you've done with 7.5.
Yes, because they got 2 of the 3.
Yeah.
It's going to be 0.66, but that was going to get too complicated.
Yeah, I was just like, 0.75. I'm happy to take that. But yeah, no, seeing that Focus RS today G'd me up to ask those questions at the start. But yeah, no, definitely a cool car, but I couldn't justify spending that much money on it.
Hey, can I talk about something? We're talking about Ford Focus RSs and all these hot hatches, and it's something that I think all enthusiasts sort of want to drive, because even if it's for a test drive,
just smile on your face.
Yeah, like, you know, we should have, I'm not saying a service, but there should be something offered through the dealerships. Like, I was literally feeling nervous and anxious trying to book something through the Hyundai dealerships, because I know if you give them your information, they're going to call you, they're going to force you to buy it and stuff. But I tried that a couple of weeks ago, and at that time you couldn't select i30N as a option to book in a test drive.
So you're going to book in an i30M?
So on the weekend, on a Saturday, I thought, well, I'm on the i30's website.
Have a look.
I have a look, and it says book a test drive. So I booked it. I clicked on book a test drive, and this time you could select an i30N.
Cool.
Literally, 30 seconds later, I get a call.
Are you serious? That quick?
From a girl from Hyundai. She said, well, okay, well, I've just got an inquiry here. You're interested. Is that the closest dealer? What day works with you and all that? So they're genuinely trying to support the dealer network. Oh, well, push the car, but support the dealer network with better experiences for customers.
Yep.
Like, okay, yes, it's a Saturday, and maybe that's why they're ringing, but it's good because, you know, it wasn't as bad as I thought. You know, it's not like some salesman ringing, hey, mate, I got your inquiry here. You're going to buy it? Yeah. If you're going to buy it, I'm going to let you. So they are improving the experience, and I think that's what a lot of other companies need to sort of... Because if we drive the car and we like it, somebody comes in and says, I've got 45, 50 grand and I want to buy something. That's what we said. That's what you buy. Like, that's what these dealers don't understand.
And it's just, like, as a younger person trying to go look at brand new cars with one of my friends who was recently he had obtained SPs, and his parents were willing to bankroll him a brand new car.
Bankroll,
you know, there you go. It's hustling anyway. But a lot of dealers were
that's word of the night.
Very reluctant to let us go for a test drive, or even, you know, just give us a car to kind of, even if they wanted to come with us or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, they're very reluctant. And I thought, do you expect us to put a deposit down on a car without ever knowing how the car feels?
What car? What's just?
So we ended up going to Honda, Mitsubishi, Toyota, and I feel there was something else, like a fourth dealership.
What type of cars were you looking at?
Just like Lancers, Civics, nothing.
Really?
Nothing extravagant.
Nothing special.
Yeah. Maybe it's the colour of our skin. No, I'm not going to start that.
Here we go.
But yeah, like the first couple of dealers, we were in. I'm just going to say the area. They might have changed now because it's been quite a few years. We're in the Essendon Fields area because they have quite a group of dealers there, and they were a little more reluctant. Whereas, you know, we then went around. We went to Epping. We went to Bandura to see those, you know, dealerships. They were a lot more, like, I guess, accommodating, but a lot of them were very much, how about you put down the deposit, then we go for the test drive, which I guess that's just a dealer tactic. But how many people, I wonder, put down the deposit first, then see if they like the car? Because how are you going to say yes to a car without driving it?
Dude, I've never experienced that at all. When I just got off my P's,
white privilege, no.
No, no. See, no. Hang on.
Matt's walking out.
He's walked out. No, but I mean, look, seriously, were you going to say nationality?
Yes.
I'll be honest here. I have been racially discriminated at a dealership.
Dude, it's nuts. It's 2018.
I'm serious. Well, this is probably 2012 when I finished uni.
But still,
after I finished uni, at Essendon as well.
This crap still goes on.
At a Volkswagen dealership, the guy was looking at a Golf. You know, me and my mates, we had a bit of time. Okay, well, we weren't going to buy, but we're still looking. We're outside, right in the yard, having a look, and we open the door of this Golf, and then he comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, what are you planning on getting?" And I told him, "Look, I'm looking at this Golf, you know, playing along type thing." Yeah. And he's like, "What else are you looking at?" Well, I said to him, "Look, I'm looking at a Mazda 3, and I'm looking at a Toyota Corolla." And then he's like, "Well, if you're comparing those two cars to this car's a luxury brand. This car is like..." Geez. And he starts his sales spiel, and then he's like, "Oh, look, actually, if you're comparing those cars, then this is probably out of your price range. You can't afford this." That's what he said to me.
Are you kidding?
And I said to him, "Okay, mate, well, you know, at that time, I'm like, look, I'm not too serious about this anyway, but just that experience has stuck with me from all these years, and the exact words that he used, and I'm just like, dude, I mean, it's a typical, you know, white salesman type, older sort of guy. But it's got nothing to do with race. But it's just the fact that I don't get it. Like,
That's a joke.
and that was back in those days. And I know other people that have gone into BMW dealerships of, different skin colors to Caucasians. I wouldn't say whether they're Asians or Africans or whatever. But they've gone in and they refuse to serve him. They
You're
just don't
kidding.
think they haven't got money.
Jeez.
And that's the sort of the nature of
pathetic.
that's the nature of the industry. There's a dealership out in the southeastern suburbs, a BMW dealership, where if you don't look of Asian background or of Caucasian appearance, and when I say Asian, I mean from China or that part of the world, they won't look at you. They won't.
And that's proven.
That's proven. I've gone in there and they wouldn't talk to me.
It's interesting you say that, because I'm pretty sure this dealership starts with a B. Yeah, it's B BMW, correct? Some more, let's just say we'll call them brown people because I'm a brown person, have started hustling the BMWs in that area. And so that might have changed. They may have changed their tune, because as an Uber driver described to me, he was driving an Uber, but yet he was there to buy a BMW. While he was actually there, another two Uber drivers were brown. It's a brown story. But another two, brown individuals came and purchased, brand new BMWs, like at that moment. So
Well, there
it
you
may
go.
be changing.
Yeah, look, the things maybe.
You shouldn't be, assuming whatever a coloured person is with they're coming in, whether they're going to be a likely customer. Anytime I see any person, I do not assume their wealth from things I've just seen in my own life in the 25 years I've been around. I never assume a person's wealth or capacity by looking at them. Never.
Exactly, and that's the thing. I think that's where these industries are not changing. But why I brought this topic up was because just the experience was a little bit different. And when the experiences are different, when the girl called me and said, "What day, what time would suit you? Is that dealership right?" Is that the
they
closest
actually
one?
asked you that.
So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
asked you all these questions, right? Because said, "Oh, you entered your postcode, and it seems is that the closest dealer?" And I said to her, "No, it's not the closest dealer, but I would like to drive it in that area
Yeah.
because that's got hills and everything in
Yeah.
it." So, but just that whole experience, like people like us talk about the positive experiences as well, not only the negative ones.
Of
So,
course, yeah.
we had the Tesla experience, Matty, a couple
That was
of
fantastic.
Yeah,
That was
like
unreal.
that is the benchmark. And these guys are trying to get there, but they need to support the dealership network to be able to do that.
Back when I just got off my P's and I was like graduating, like my first course at university, my parents were like to me, like, "Matt, we want to help you, look at a car." And I'm like, "Great." It didn't eventuate, obviously for other reasons. But we went to the Ford dealership in Essendon, and I got there and I was having a look at some. I really liked G60 turbos back then. I was having a look at new ones of those. But then I was really interested in the Focus ST because that just came out at that time. Yeah. And the guy's like to me, because I was with my mum, and mum was like, "Look, he's graduating soon. He's thinking of getting a car, because he's worked really hard for it, and he works hard with his other Brazilian jobs, which I won't talk too much about on the show." They're like, "Yeah," they're like, "You got your license on you?" I'm like, "Here you go." They're like, "Yep, go." They let me take the car for over an hour. It was like 45 to an hour.
Yeah.
Drove it around, loved it. I reckon it was an awesome car. Like, "Oh, if you're interested, just come back and let us know." Didn't push me, didn't call me, didn't do anything. They're like,
Did a salesman come with you?
No, he literally handed me the keys, like, "Go fun."
And this is the thing, the experience.
That was the best experience I've ever had.
Exactly. And you know what? All the people I talk to doing what I do now, trying to go to dealerships and help people buy cars, it's people remember those experiences. And when a salesman comes with them, a lot of women in particular, they say they hate another person being in the car because if they're with a friend, they can't even talk about it.
Yeah.
When there's somebody else there, so you can't give the other person an opinion who you've taken along with you. So yeah, that's a really, really good experience. Like if they'll give you the keys, they've already got your details. You're going to crash it, you're going to pay $3,000 or whatever it is, So make it seamless.
And you know what? I actually, even though I couldn't afford it, I really wanted to buy the car. I'm like, this is like a guy I'd give my commission to because he trusted me and he came up to me and he was like, he's like, "Yeah." I'll explain in a second. We're going to go to our last break. Just before we go, be right back after this. You're back on CarTorque with Matty J. Yeah, continuing on from that story, just before we end up on the show, I actually wanted to give that guy my commission. I wanted to buy the car off him, like fair and square. He didn't BS me. Said to me straight out, like, "This is what the car is. It's STs come with no options. They are as they are. You can put floor mats." And he's like to me, when I got back from the test drive, he's like, how was it? I'm like, oh, I loved it. I really, really enjoyed it. He's like, yeah, look, here's my card. This is what they go for. He wrote down the exact price on the road. He's like, this is cheap for this car. Told me straight. He's like, I'm not trying to get you into an ST, because I was there to look at GCC turbos originally. He's like, have you ever been in one? I'm like, I've been in one. He's like, yeah, well, how about you try it? Like, he didn't try to say no to the GC. He's like, just try this one as well. See what you like. Because I was interested in them anyway, and they were considerably cheaper. And yeah, just from that experience, it was so positive. I'm like, geez, why aren't all dealerships like this?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this because it's a Ford dealership. I've been to some Ford dealerships which have terrible, customer service and stuff as well. I mean, really, really pushy. So, in terms of in terms of giving this whole thing a shake up, I think it's needed, and I think what Hyundai's doing is pretty good. And I think what you're doing, Riz, with you going and getting cars for other people that don't want to have to put up with that stuff. But I also think they still need to drive the car to see if they feel comfortable.
I completely agree. I think it needs to be at a stage where a concierge type service where we take the car to the person so they don't have the pressure of a salesperson on them, and they can do it from the comfort of their home, and they could try the baby seats and everything else that they want to do and take it for a drive in the streets that they know. That will be the sort of happy medium. Yep. People need to drive their cars.
100%.
Because that really still gets me, and I'm sure people do it. A lot of them will buy a car with like a 5-minute test drive, and they'll just let themselves get guided through, and just take the car and then it doesn't fit them.
I think that's the case with a lot of things. Look, we're out of time. Thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matty.
Like and share our Facebook page, it's CarTorque, TRQE with Matty J. If you missed any of our previous episodes, they're up on Shout Engine. James, give your show a plug.
Man vs. Movies, Tuesday, 6 p.m, 98.9 Northwest FM. Like and share the Man vs. Movies Facebook page. And you can download the podcast on iTunes, Shout Engine, or on your regular podcasting app.
Reese?
Awesome. If anybody's after buying a new car and needs help with that, hassle-free car buying, check out CarLoop, carloop.com.au.
Alan, got anything to hustle?
No, just step your phones while driving.
Keep hustling.
Keep hustling. Take it easy. Have a good week. I'll see you guys Sunday.
This is professional radio, gentlemen.
And it's front-wheel drive.
Scotty, have you got anyone you want to thank?
Just myself.
And now we do the after hours. Dun, dun, dun.
Gentlemen, what would you go for?
Tastiest in there.
Okay, and because it's not a supercar.
But it is.
It's not.
Automotive perfection comes in the form of 2 letters, A and U.
Long live my LTD.